Greetings and salutations, how's everybody doing? So, you know how big Jim Carrey is nowadays? Well, didn't always start like that. And you're probably thinking, say, well, when did it start? Was it starting when he did things like, say, In Living Color?
By the depths of Hades, what is that smell?
Doc, I gotta quit eating them pig's feet. My gas is kicking up.
I will take you away from all of this, my love.
Well, actually, you would almost be close. Jim Carrey's first, thing he did, which was his first leading role in a production, was in a a short-lived television show called The Duck Factory.
Some folks call us a deranged aggregation. We can't help it. We're just half of his way.
Mama always wanted me to be your physician.
Dad said he'd rather I become a beautician. But
It was also the only time Don Missick appeared in a live-action role, and although he voiced a cartoon character within the show itself, it's a bit different. So the show was created by Alan Burns and Herbert Klin. Burns had started his career as a writer and animator for The Rocky and Bullwinkle Show.
Presto!
Wrong hat!
I take a 7.5.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
And George of the Jungle, before turning to live action and co-creating The Mary Tyler Moore Show. And Herbert had worked in various production capacities on Mr. Magoo and Joe McBoing, among many other cartoons. So, yes, basically what the whole idea of this show is, it features Skip Tarkington, basically a young man who has come to Hollywood looking for a job as a cartoonist, and in a way, the owner of the company that he had thought about going to had in a way passed away. So he is in a way say, hey, can I have a job? And then as the story goes along, he ends up having relationships with the rest of his co-workers.
Well, we're out here to talk to a bunch of the studios, but I'd say we'll be deciding in a week or two.
Well, if money is a factor, I can assure you that we have very low overhead here. We don't believe in spending our money on frills.
And at times, sort of usual shenanigans that you usually think about when it comes to a sitcom that is sort of like in a desk work job. Yeah. Well, he does cartoons and all that, so he has that going for it. And yeah, I never really thought about this. The show has kind of humor that you wouldn't think, very 80s humor and at the same time though, it's not like, say, when you feel like, say, hey, Jim, he's doing a very good job.
I'd feel funny. Those awards were for last season. I wasn't even here then.
Right. Maybe you'd feel better if you went with someone who was here last year.
Well, I never thought of that. Are you going?
And this, saying, hey, since this is his first leading role in a production, he does a good job. At the same time, when I'd say, hey, a show called The Duck Factory, I guess I was expecting, a Carrey that was, more just a bit more of a goof in that, I don't know, I guess, say we're so used to the idea of Jim Carrey when he has been doing things that are just like him being goofy, whether it's things like, say, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
I'll have you know I have the reflexes of a cat and the speed of a mongoose. Throw it. I dare ya.
Or other things of that nature. That, yes, Carrey has done more dramatic roles that, when you think about, say, Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, I believe. And yeah, you always, when it comes to, like, say, your acting career, you always have to, in a way, come from somewhere.
Me too. Everybody loved him.
Except Rosalind.
And in a way, like, like when you come from it, in a way, moving up, 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 and then, but at the same time, it's always good to look back at what you did. And so yeah, the show only ran for 1 season, and it ended up having only 13 episodes. Even won 2 Emmy Awards. But the one thing that had actually ended up happening for this show, which kind of, I believe, perhaps maybe heard it, even though I'm sure the show had its audience that liked it. The NBC had broadcast the show with episodes out of the producer's intended order.
Wally will be back.
Well, I finally figured out what I can do around here. I can try writing a Dippy Duck script.
Writing a script?
Well, I mean, I can't do editing, and I can't animate, and I can't do voices. I don't have any real talent, so writing seems like the only thing left for me to do.
Meaning, like, say, when, like, the show premiered, there was continuity issues with the series. Like, say, suddenly, like, say, hey, Skip is suddenly, maybe he's, like, say, the like, like, a lowly worker. Then suddenly he is a manager against everyone, and it's just, like, say, wait, how does this go on? And, yeah. I do kind of, one thing I will say that I do kind of like, say, the, opening animation style for it. It has that, like, say, very, like, say, cheap animation that almost looks like, say, Tex Avery, but on a budget, and you kind of like it. You kind of think, you kind of think, like, say, it would have been fun to have, like, say, moments of the show, this is just my perspective, where it's, like, having, like, say, like, cartoon, and then, like, going back to the plot of the show. I mean, there are moments, like, in the first episode, there was a moment in which Skip was saying, like, say, hey, maybe we should do this, and one of the animators goes, like, say, hey, that's a cool idea.
I've never been so humiliated in all my life.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Making a laughing stock of me. Desecrating the words of the immortal bard.
Oh, Bard, my bird.
And, yeah. I'm thinking, like, say, the Dog Factory is perhaps a bit surprising when you think, this is how Carrey started. But, look at him now.
Welcome home, my boy.
It's impossible.
Is it?
It couldn't be.
Couldn't it?
Are you?
In the saggy flesh.
Yeah, he's gonna come back. He's coming back for Sonic 3. Yeah. See you next time.